Hey kids, and welcome to the show. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about worthiness. Worthiness. It's a really tough word, and it's one that a lot of us, and I am a big one, have a lot of issues with accepting the fact that I am worthy of anything. I've grown up in this idea that I've always been unworthy. I've always been the weakest, the smallest. I've always been the one that's not smart enough, that's not fast enough. And I try to teach my kids now that, and I say this every day. I mean, like every time they lose, every time they lose, I tell them someone is always going to be better than you, but someone's always going to be worse than you. It's just the way life is. And some of us always get kind of wrapped up in the negative. The negative is easy to get wrapped up in. And when we have overwhelming things that we are facing, and we have overwhelming obstacles that we have to overcome, and it feels like we are alone, oftentimes we are not. However, we often act like we are alone, and that comes from our unworthiness. So where does our unworthiness come from, and why is it so important to feel worthy? Well, it's just like being loved. It's really hard to love someone if you don't love yourself. And it's easier to love someone else. So it's this really weird paradox. Could you hear paradox? Because you have to love to be loved, and you have to accept love. And if you can't accept love, then you find yourself unworthy. And oftentimes, when someone says, I'm not worth it, I'm not good enough, those words, and we often tell them, you are not terrible. Okay? And we don't say why they're amazing. So do you see where I'm coming from? Oftentimes we tell people that they're not the negative, but we don't tell them that they are a positive. It's not oh man, you didn't lose that bad. You were just second place. It's no big deal. Could have been worse. No, what you tell them is like, dang it, you got second place, but look at your time. You actually were like 10 times faster than you were last time, or 2 seconds faster than last time. Next time you'll get the first place. Everything has to be spun, because when we are inside of ourselves and we are hurting and we are feeling unworthy, we can't even hear the compliments. My wife pointed out the other day that she said something to me. I didn't hear it because I was so wrapped up in my own pain and my own grief. And it's just from the overwhelming task that we have around here. And I told her, I said, listen, it's not enough to just say that I'm not unworthy, but how are you telling me that I am worthy? And she pointed out when she did. And I said, I didn't hear it because I'm unworthy. I'm wrapped up in my own emotions. So it's really important that we can look to ourselves and say, we are worthy because of our unworthiness. And that's why Jesus in our life is so important. He came here to show us that we're worthy. In our mistakes and in our sins, we are worthy. And that's why so many people love the Jesus story. We are worthy because we have someone that loves us. Our children are worthy because we love them. We're worthy because someone loves us. The problem is when you are in yourself and you feel unworthy, it's really hard to feel the love coming from other people. So if you've been feeling really agitated and just out of your head because things in the world are going crazy, right now they're talking, just to kind of talk about a little bit of news to keep this in context, but they're talking about having border checkpoints at some point between the states. And if you're vaccinated, you can go, and if you're not vaccinated, you can't. That's going to rip up some stuff. I mean, I've already started looking at the maps. We live in a red state, and my mother-in-law lives in a blue state, and it could be an issue for us to visit grandma. And that sucks. And that's a stress that we can't really have right now. We got to be ready for it. We can't really have right now. So we have a lot going on right now, and last time they closed the churches. We can't let that happen again. The churches just can't close. I mean, even if there's people dying in the street, the churches can't close. The people are in technology, so the church has become this. I mean, I've probably been in more homes than some churches have been in people's homes. This has become where people get their information, and it's all negative all the time. So we need to not close the churches. We need people to go, I don't care what faith you belong to, just be positive. We need to go to church and find people that are trying to love and trying to serve and really caring about the people around them. Because when you're in a church or when you're with people, when you're with soldiers, whatever, when you're with people that love you and you love them, it makes things easier. But when you're getting all of your news from the internet and it's obviously being manipulated, we've seen this happen. I mean, you can look up how that happens. They're trying to create an engagement, and research has found that when you get angry, you click, and they are purposely trying to make you angry. Like, I might even come up with some really negative title for this just to get people to click. We'll see. But maybe, I don't know. We'll see. You guys will see. Let me know in the comments if you agree. But let's get back to unworthiness. When I started this channel, one of the things I saw a lot of were people saying, yeah, you can't take the comments too seriously. You can't take them personally. Things are gonna... And I'm like, okay, I know people always want to attack people that are either doing something that they're doing or pointing out something that they're doing wrong, but there's some hate out there. And I've deleted some of them, not just because they attack me personally, but we just don't need that. I've only deleted one comment personally, and basically the person called me a sociopath, I think. No, that was the exploiter of my children. You know, I'm a dad with a YouTube channel for their children, but I'm exploiting my children, but you never see them, and I'm not asking for money. So I don't know how I'm exploiting my children, but yeah, that was in the comments. I said that we should love each other, and I was called a heretic and a sociopath for disagreeing with Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Oh yeah, both of them. I mean, and that's the thing, I don't like either one, so. And I've been called a lot of names, and I knew it was coming. And it's really hard to stay positive in a world of negativity. But this channel is about being positive. So I pray every day for those people that say bad things about me. And I hope that they find their peace. And I hope that if for some reason I did something, I wish I'd know, because I'd apologize. You know, there's too much pride in the world today. And pride will keep you angry, and a little humility can last a lifetime, you know? So I honestly mean that. If you're watching this channel, if I've hurt you in any way, reach out to me. I'd be happy to sit down or have a chat with you. And it was not my intention, I promise you that. It's not who I am. I don't think that's ever who I was, but I know I was young and stupid at one time, so who knows? Anyway, we need to work for worthiness. But we have to remember that we are worthy because we are unworthy. And it makes sense in my head. It probably won't make sense in yours because it's kind of one of those philosophical things. Until next time, work hard, be kind, have fun.